Everybody. Country of 56 ambulance and 200,000 P8. Sick nation. I know what one. Politician, man. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. They insult us so much, I wonder why we know vex. They have pushed our every button, oh, I wonder what is next. Monkey they walk, baboon they chop, baboon they chop, them no they stop. Them no they stop, but them belly pop. Them belly pop, but them still they chop. Them go they chop, all the money, ooh. Yeah. 1-2 radio culture. This time we know we'll take them yawa. No gangalea, bon bagawaya. I swear, this time they go smell that wadawa. This time they go smell that wadawa. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Carry all God, dirty water, present in every danger. Yes, indeed, this is yours truly, Kwesi, a son, Bako. Reaching you from Studio 1 Radio Culture from inside of Texas, USA. Thank you for doing the tuning in right now. If you are listening to us right now on any of the platforms, we say thank you, Akwaba. Could be listening to us on our mother platform, www.ghnewsnow.com. And I'm happy to announce that the site is back up after a little brief period of maintenance. It is back up and running, www.ghnewsnow.com. Could also be listening to us on modernghana.com, Radio Culture, or on one of about 7 to 8 or so other platforms, including Matuna Radio. Now, you could also be listening to us on the app, on our app. The app is on the App Store. Please go and download it. It's called Radio Culture. Culture is spelled Kulcha. Or maybe you are listening and watching us on Facebook Live on social media. Good morning. Yes, today we're dealing with a special guest. My guest for today is one special somebody. One special somebody. This is somebody that I consider a brother. We kind of grew up together, full disclosure. So he's a friend of mine as well. But today, what we are talking about is, we'll get there after I introduce my guest. No food for babies, last week thereabouts, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia put out a list of people who will form his campaign advisory team. And we were very surprised to see certain names on that list. Chief among them, Ghanaian football star Asamoah Gyan and hip life maestro. When you say hip life maestro, you know what I'm talking about. These are the guys that practically invented, if there's, if I could say that practically couched that genre, hip life. We know vexing. I'm talking about Okyeame Kwame. Okyeame Kwame was named as one of the team for Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia's campaign. They have pushed our every button, oh, I wonder what is next. Monkey they walk, baboon they chop, baboon they chop, them no they stop, but them belly pop. Now this morning we woke up to a press statement released from Okyeame Kwame's office, dissociating himself, his person and his brand from the campaign team of the vice president. I swear, this time we know we'll take them yawa. No gangalea, bon bagawaya. I swear, this time they go slow that wadawa. We're waiting for Okyeame Kwame to pick up his phone so we can talk to him about this. God, dirty water, present in every danger. At the end of this year, waiting you get by the year. Has it yet become clear that these people, they don't care? We know vex enough. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. Honestly, finish for this country.
If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. Honestly, finish for this country we call Ghana. Oh, look, Baba, shine, walk back, keep in Hulwajana. Shine your eye, oh. So say you go down your grind, oh. More way, you go up in time, oh. Dole, up in time, oh. More way, shine your eye, oh. So say you go down your grind, oh. No place, cool for this life. Oh, yeah, say we.
Isi kana modern kwala wabra sukunya kwala te forma woni akonya hwe afi ya twa te yeni akoma mo be se ye wakase wie ne mo mpenafo akoda never na se cast mu twini free ana meboa esgracia wa yonko ade wa mo a ekwan ne ya kan go matiatra bubu.
We're still waiting for Chame Kwame to pick up the phone so we can talk to him about the subject. But in the meantime, let us take a quick look at that press statement that was released by his office.
We know vex enough. We know vex enough. We know vex enough. We know vex enough.
Very short and very succinctly written press release from the office of Chame Kwame, signed by him and released to all major media houses, including GHNewsNow.com. And that release reads, for immediate release, Chame Kwame is non-partisan and apolitical.
We know vex enough. We know vex enough.
Yes, we're still waiting for Kwame. Kwame, come on, pick up your phone, bro. Pick up the phone. Anyways. Let me read that press statement for you real quick while we wait for Kwame to pick up his phone. So, it is titled, Chame Kwame is non-partisan and apolitical. And it reads, I wish to reassure my respected following and reiterate that I remain non-partisan and apolitical, as I have been throughout my entire career. I have not been paid by HE, the Vice President's campaign team, to be a member of the Committee for the Arts and Tourism Manifesto, nor have I officially been invited on any terms as non-partisan participant. It continues. That said, in utmost humility, I wish to express my profound appreciation to His Excellency the Vice President's campaign team for thinking my experience and intellect is worthy enough for consideration. Indeed, yes, I think Kwame is on the line right now, but I'm still going to finish reading the statement and then we will take it from there. So it continues. It says, indeed, when it comes to contributing policy opinion towards the advancement of the arts and culture in Ghana, I'm respectfully open to all political and ideological persuasions, be they NPP, NDC, CPP, independent or other, that may want me to openly and sincerely lend my knowledge to develop this noble industry. I remain the consummate professional you have known for 26 years and counting. I have pledged myself to the service of Ghana in all fields of my competence with all my strength and with all my heart. All are sincerely welcome as I remain non-partisan and made in Ghana for life. Thank you and God bless us all. How intellectual. Wow. Kwame Siampo.
Oh, big bro.
Marching, Akwaba.
Yeah. And Yaman.
Yaman, yes. Yaman, marching Yaman.
Yeah, the same West African.
The same, no. I'm saying, Yemiana, the Kodani Yaman, or Jamaica, or no chance. Kwame, I don't know what to say.
Senior Boko.
You didn't a family name in our way.
I'm saying a cultural day. It's the Chronicle School.
Sure.
me coffee no awkra. Makodi mi fufu. Say Saturday you say dem nye jam.
Men train cra. Men train cra.
And I would be afraid.
Vegan fufu. Unya cra.
Argue with your phone.
What you say? Vegan fufu popebi. Benjeja hokra. Charlie, now Kwame, I want to take this opportunity to tell you, sir, you have a model family. You have a family that a lot of people look up to, right? In terms of how they want their family to look like, how they want to treat their family, how they want to enjoy their family and all of that. And all of us are watching you from a distance, and we are very proud of you for representing yourself so well.
Oh, thank you, Senior. Said, Charlie, we are coming up immediately under you guys.
Yeah, the whatever network Kwame was no Munjai Sadena Moya no Pepe no Munjai. We want to talk to Chame Kwame.
Hello, Ras, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Mm-hmm. I said you guys are the ones who trained us, so we have to, as we take the praise, we need to give some back to you. To
share small with us. Mo pony hokakramaye.
No, yeah, we have to give you. Look at what you have done with your daughter. It's a beautiful thing, and I'm also learning from you, and as always, as inspired by you. And what other people don't know is that.
Hello? Oh, come on, these people.
If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. Honestly, finish for this country we call Ghana. Shine your eye, so say you go down your grind, more way you go up in time.
Okay, the network need play all kind of tricks on us. We're waiting for. Okay, yes, Kwame is back.
Sorry. So someone keeps calling into the line.
Oh, okay. So that's what that is. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
But if the person calls again, call I see that they don't know that number. So let's talk.
Mati.
Because I'm home.
Nice. All right. Okay. So yes. Yeah. Beautifully said. But that whole thing with the made in Ghana and how your son was on radio the other time, mesmerizing Ghanaians with raw knowledge, whoever is calling Kwame, stop, bro, stop.
Yeah, Ras, please, I didn't hear you.
Okay, well, no, I was just talking about how your son was on radio the other day, mesmerizing Ghanaians with just pure knowledge,
Oh,
and
thank you.
Yeah, and then how you even appear aesthetically, how you guys dress, represent Ghana nicely, and how you involve all of them in your art and everything. You are a blessing, man. You are a true role model.
Thank you.
All right. Okay. After you called at the content that you are saying so. Kwame, me that sorry the other day. I was listening to the news, and then I read that Ochame Kwame has been named as one of the manifesto team or manifesto committee, or I don't know how to call them, for
Ras,
yes.
Let me call you. Let's talk on the other phone. Otherwise, this one they won't stop. They will keep calling.
And to call you back on the other phone, right?
The person will not stop. Yes.
Okay.
So I'm testing you on it, and then you call on it.
Okay, I hear.
We know vex enough. We know vex enough. Oh, we know vex enough. They insult us so much. I wonder why we know vex.
All right, people. So bear with us. Ochame Kwame is going to send me another number to call him on, because this one, too many people. I mean, at this time, it's to be expected. Way too many people are calling him on that phone. So give us a quick minute. We'll be back with you, and we'll call him back on a new phone. Please stay with us.
I swear, this time we don't go take them yawa. One bag of wire. I swear, this time they go slow down. You say you be food soldier, they follow party matter, they carry on God dirty water, present in every danger. end of this year, wait till you get my dear. Has it yet become clear that these people they don't care? We know vex enough. We know vex enough.
If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. Honestly, finish for this country we call Ghana. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. Honestly, finish for this country we call Ghana. Shine your eye, oh. So say you go down your grind, oh. More way, you go up in time, oh. Dole, up in time, oh. More way, shine your eye, oh. So say you go down your grind, oh. No place, school for this life, oh yeah. Say we.
Isikana modern kwala wabra sukunya kwala te forma woni akonya hwe afi ya twa te yeni akoma mo be se ye bwa kase wie ne mo penafo akoda never na se cast mu twini free ana meboa esgracia wa yonko waje wa mo ekwan ne ne ya kan go matiatra bubu nu eguma so mo man no na ne ap bibisa kebi ma min kebi ye adwuma o ma yeti mu kan kura ne egu adwuma bibisa tipeni fuwe wo mo watema ne de mu apa no mo wodi genchima de bia mo temoto so na mo hwe ne ekoso media for bosso enso ye mo mo chamso chrono na doso e wudi abroso keta hihye proye o man ne koso.
We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. You be serial caller. Your mouth is full of baller. Always insulting elder. Hungry man, they defend master. At the end of this month, no food for baby's mouth. Wifey, they scream and shout. Everything is going south. Meanwhile, oh God and his family, they enjoy. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. Country of 56 ambulance and 200,008 sick nation. I know what one politician man. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. We know vex enough. Oh. We know vex enough. They insult us so much. I wonder why we know vex. They have pushed our every button. Oh, I wonder what is next. Monkey they walk, baboon they chop, baboon they chop. Them no they stop, them no they stop. Cause them belly pop, but them still they chop. Them go they chop, oh, all the money, oh. No development with the money, oh. No libby, no laba laba. I swear, this time we no go take them yawa. No gangalea, one bagawaya. I swear, this time they go slow down dawa. You say you be food soldier, they follow party matter. They carry oga dirty water, present in every danger. At the end of this year, wait till you get my dear. Has it yet become clear that these people they don't care? We know vex enough. We know vex enough.
If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. If you think about these things, your head goes scatter. Honestly, finish for this country we call Ghana.
All right. It looks like we have Ochame back on the phone.
Yes.
Nice. Okay, into number when and now that it no when a year VVIP phone number.
We say we are not online. Are we online?
Yeah, we're live. We're airborne.
Okay. We are coded.
But higher crown. Okay. All right. Okay. Aye. Okay, Kwame. So, yes, sorry, the other day, me put the maintaining mainstream news, and that's the thing about social media these days. Sometimes main news, you hear it from like bloggers and just other people posting stuff before you actually even get to see the main news and read about it. But I had some discussion going on social media to the effect, say, some Ghanaian celebrities, notably you and Samoa Jan, have been named as part of Dr. Bawumia's campaign or manifesto committee or something to that effect. Now, I know you personally. I've known you for a very long time. So I was like, but then again, and I'm saying that because I know, say, you are you have a brand that you fight hard to keep apolitical, right? But then we heard that. So I decided to call you, and I called you, we had a little chat, and then Anopeme, sorry, and there's been a twist in the story. So we'll come to the twist, but let's start from the origins of that whole, I don't know what to call it, a rumor, a statement, an assertion. What is the connection there? How did your name even appear in Dr. Bawumia's campaign team list?
This one there. So it was, I think it was a misunderstanding. It was a misunderstanding that we currently, as we speak, that we are trying to resolve. And so they wanted me to be on the campaign. They wanted me to be in the committee for me to bring my ideas. And they had reached out to me, but we had not finished talking about it. So I guess someone who didn't know that we were still having the conversation, whether I had said yes or had said no, quickly went to add my name and published. So that was what happened, and that's why this morning, in fact, I saw it yesterday in the evening, but we wanted to wait at least for the morning to come, so everyone is calm. There's no anger or someone trying to antagonize the other. For us to put out something that will clearly state that I have not joined a political party, I'm not part of a campaign, but also without denigrating the VP and his team, because the reason for which they wanted me to be a part of the committee was that so that I bring my experience to bear.
That's right.
And honestly, I will bring my experience because I've done this thing for a long time. I have done a master's in branding and marketing. I've done strategy, and especially I just finished another master's in ADR, and so in terms of me, one of the key problems that is bedeviling our industry is bickering and beefs and fighting and that, and I'm looking for an opportunity to bring that into development where we can set up a small adjudicate, either at a court or something where fellow senior artists will coach young artists to be able to learn how to fight without bringing their things into the media. And I think that all these things would have been a great contribution towards manifesto, not just President Bawumia's manifesto, John Mahama's manifesto, the New Force manifesto, everywhere, so that in case one of them becomes the leader, whichever good ideas that they have, even if they implement 50% of it, then the regular Ghanaian like myself would benefit. But we had not finished the conversation. Someone published. That's what happened.
I see. So you can assure us you are not running for MP?
No, not at all. Not at all. I will be honest with you. You know me. I don't think that I have the skin and the toughness to be a politician. In the terms of partisan politics, I mean. But I think that my divine responsibility is to sit in the middle and be a nationalist and push nationalism forward and push Pan-Africanism forward and push development and push the people to think and to create and to be that voice which doesn't belong to the East, West, or any ideology. To be honest, that is what I feel inside. I think that is my divine responsibility at my age. And so aligning to east or west is not in the plan at all.
I see.
Because you know that if I align, it is very possible that I could be paid. I can become fat of aligning. Yes, it is not part of the plan, because maybe in the future, in the far future, but currently I still think my advocacy must be with civil society, with NGO. I think that my advocacy must be with education reforms and things like that, and not partisan politics.
I see. Unfortunately, there's such a fine line between everything that you want to do and politics, right? Because first of all, you are a brand ambassador for the whole country, the country itself, right? With your made in Ghana, mantra,
Yes.
and all that, you carrying the image of the country.
Ministry of Trade and Ministry of Culture.
Yes. So it must be a very tough line that you're walking right now, because on one hand, you're trying not to appear political or partisan, but on the other hand, the work that you're doing is political in nature, as in
it's with 100%. I mean, no one has asked this question as intelligently as you have asked it. To be honest, it's a very slippery slope. It's a very murky waters to swim.
Yes.
Because you are working with the powers that will empower you to sort of awaken people. And so if they do not like you, then your voice will not be heard.
Yeah.
So how do you do that without antagonizing them? Because the key, I mean, to be honest, it is a daily struggle. It's a daily struggle to watch what you say, where you step, who you talk to, who you affiliate with.
Yes.
But it's not something that is on autopilot. I agree with you. It is a daily struggle, step by step by step by step, one day after the other, to make sure that you are not offending the president, you are not offending this one, you are not offending that one.
Or the opposition, who could also become the president someday.
Yes,
right?
you are not offending the opposition.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And it has its consequence, which is, if you don't openly show your face, when we come, you won't get some. You won't get nothing.
Yes.
So
that's Ghana politics.
Exactly, because the winner takes all.
Yep.
So I think that it is a sacrifice that I am doing for my divine purpose. That what do I need to chop small and to have something small for my pension? So when I have not been instructed divinely to take part of something, because I do not think that I can achieve my purpose as being as one of the half or part of the half, I don't think whatever come with me.
I see. So let me ask you though, when you were approached, how did you feel? You obviously don't want to go too deep into the issues, because you mentioned that you also don't want to denigrate the brand, right? That's Dr. Bawumia's brand.
Yes.
And you have stated in your press release that you actually feel elated that they even thought that you had the material that they needed for their purpose. How did you feel when they approached you?
I'm telling you, it is very pampering. It is very pampering for a Fantino town boy. I'm telling you, for a Fantino town boy who had a lot of challenges with studying in school, who had learning disabilities, gone through my whole life with dyslexia, to become such a resource.
Are you dyslexic?
The whole fight. Yes, completely. Haven't you read some of the things when we test? Don't you take a minute to look at the spellings? When we are speaking,
no, but that one there, but texting there.
I'm telling you, when I'm reading, it's like the words are jumping towards my face.
I see.
I read everything. For me, when I'm going to school, I have to read the same test maybe 10 times for me to get it, as for me to retain the knowledge as someone without dyslexia can just read it once.
And yet you have how many master's degrees in your belt?
And yet, yes, so that's why I keep going to school. I think it's for my ego to show the learning disability that I'm the boss.
Anyhow.
That's why I keep going to school. Yes, I'm the boss. So to come back to the point, for a Fantino town boy with learning disability to be approached by the vice president of a whole country's team, that we want you to be a part of a strategic team to bring ideas, to bring development to your sector. Well, if my mother has been going to church to pray that I become somebody, that call was a verification that my mother's prayers are working. You know, I was really touched and real, but the problem was that how do I do this without being seen as partisan? That was my challenge.
What is wrong with being partisan? You think it's going to endanger your brand?
There's nothing wrong with being partisan, but the way politics is curated in our country, it's the winner takes all. Therefore, I don't know, I've read a lot of Nkrumah's writing where he talks of union government.
Yes.
Where, you know, where I am waiting for the day that maybe His Excellency John Mahama will become president of Ghana. Then he would take Bawumia and make him, take His Excellency Bawumia and make him the head of digitization, because it is obvious that he's done well with digitization. Or I'm waiting for the day when His Excellency Bawumia will become president and take His Excellency John Mahama and make him head of infrastructure, because Uncle JM has done well with infrastructure, with the hospital rebuilding, with the e-blocks, with schools, and this, so that then we know that we have risen above bickering and gone to a path where we both observe and recognize each other's contribution. I'm looking at a period where somebody will become president, even employ NDC, CPP, everybody, and just employ technocrats with
President Kufuor did that though, right? You remember President Kufuor had Indum in his government. He had
even President Kufuor himself was sometime in Rawlinson's government.
Yes, that's right.
That is what we need today, and that is what we are pushing. That's what we are pushing for. So that is what I want to see, so that I will know that the politics is our governance is about policies and competencies and not politics.
So let me ask you, if say the government comes or a government comes into power and then they invite the Fantinu town boy to come and be a minister for tourism or something like that, how would that sit with you?
I will do it, but I will do it the same way I have come publicly to say that I am non-partisan. I will become a non-partisan minister and continuously enforce the will and the good of the people as against the will of my boss, who is the president. So halfway through the journey, they will fire me. So they will fire me.
Kwame, you have mentioned why
Nana,
you respectfully declined to be part of the team in that sense. But what actually made you feel like it was necessary for you to come public with a statement disconnecting from that piece of news that you were part of Dr. Bawumia's campaign team?
Big question, because I do not think that it is time it is not time for me to publicly do politics. It's not time. I know that a day will come, like just as we have said, a day will come where it will become necessary and it will become safe to do it. I don't think it's safe to do it now because I am selling boxer shorts. I am selling houses. I am selling. I'm about to maybe next month. Yes, I'm selling hair products. Next month, God willing, I will start. I will probably release my own food products. I don't know if I've spoken about it. So I have Hausa Kuku, Ekwegwe, me, and all those things. For Ghanaians who live outside Ghana. Yes,
like myself.
And
I need some. Can I be your brand ambassador?
These ones are.
Can I be a brand ambassador to the brand ambassador?
For the US, yes, please. Yes, and these are. It has no preservatives. They are all sourced organically from organic farms in the northern Ghana.
Nice.
And produced in clean environment. All these things plus investors and I don't know who said that serious business people do not have a business doing politics. I've forgotten who said that. So if you are doing business like that, you have to be focused on doing business because otherwise, immediately the party switches, then the next person that is coming will tag you as on the West, and therefore your business must be. They must clip your wings.
I see.
So that is why. The second reason is what I said earlier. It's for my advocacy.
Yes.
It's the advocacy that I'm doing. My advocacy is more for the people because when they say a civic society, you are serving the public, And I personally do not think now. I personally do not think now that if I openly become a politician, I'll be serving the public.
I see. So is it correct to assume that you do have your own political inclination, but you would prefer to cap it at this time and not make it known?
Aristotle said that we are all political animals. Everybody, let me just speak for myself. Yes, I have my own political inclination. Maybe one day I will even start my own party.
Your own political party.
But yes, one day. But it will the philosophy of that will be to sort of bring dignity or bring integrity. Integrity to governance. Or maybe I will start a civil society. Maybe I will organize an NGO that seeks to demand for accountability.
Yes.
I will do something. At the right time, I will do something that will be edgy. But I don't think this is the time.
I see. So you put out the press statement signed by you, nice signature and everything. Gone are the days are not with signature. What's it?
That is not the signature I use for my check.
Aha! Scammers beware.
It will work.
Scammers beware.
Yes.
Okay, but in the press statement, you want to reiterate, say you are apolitical, you are non-partisan, and all of that. So it all looks like to me like your basic concern is protecting your brand against a negative backlash that could come from, your followers.
Other side.
Yeah, not necessarily with the other side, but just your followers who may be like, I like Kwame so much, but why is he getting involved in politics? Which is unfortunate because, like you said, if everything was equal, people should be, free to associate with any political party freely. right, without any unnecessary backlash.
No,
But
correct.
yeah, but you're very hell bent on protecting the image of your brand, right? So you say that you are apolitical and apartisan,
Yes.
and all of that. So I know I've asked this question before, but I want to zero in a little more. Being apolitical and apartisan, right, and still wanting to make a difference in people's lives. We've seen people like John Dumelo, who has come all the way out. Okay, NDC. We've seen people like Rex Omar, who has come all the way out. NDC. You know, we've seen. I mean, there are other people that that don't equate too much like that because they haven't stepped out to run on the ticket of the NDC or anything like that. But we've seen people like Samini, like Sarkodie, like
Yes.
you know, openly come out and root for the NPP. How much damage do you think will be caused to your brand if you were to do that?
I think that it has really got to do with the direction.
And how do you mean when you say
The brand's
direction?
direction. So when I say so, about 7 years ago, I put out the OK brand book when we became serious about branding. So my wife put together a whole book on the OK brand. And inside that OK brand book, first thing is that OK is non-partisan. And so it has like a red, gold, green, where it tells, I will send it to you for you to publish it.
Okay.
With this,
I think I've seen it
with
before.
this
Didn't you send it to me the other time? Is it
Exactly.
different?
I think so. I think if you have seen the OK brand book, you see
Yes,
that.
yes. You
there's a
remember back
page
in New York when you
where-
came to New York? You remember you sent me some material.
Yes.
You had Annie send me some material. I think
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yes. So, our path, the path that I am on, party politics is not a part of it now. That is why. And two, also because the way Ghanaian partisan politics is built on tribal sentiments. It's built on religion, religious groupings. It is built on ideological loyalty. It is built mostly. These are the pillars of our politics. I will vote for him because he's an Ashanti.
Yes.
Last 2 weeks, I did an interview with Bolare, and he asked me a question that baffled me. He asked me, why is it that do I think that His Excellency Nanado has done well for the people of Ashanti, seeing as I am from Kumasi? And my answer was, I had not even looked at. My answer was, isn't governance supposed to take resources to where it is needed the most and for purposes of equity?
Yes.
So is it about who voted for you? Therefore, you people get roads and hotels and hospitals because you voted for me. See, if that is what happens, then every time NDC comes, voter region will become like Dubai, and when MPP comes, Kumasi will become like Los Angeles, and then everyone else will lose.
But
So if this is
no, finish, please.
please, should I continue?
Continue, please. I
So
didn't
I'm
realize
saying
that.
that. So if this is the way that we look at governance, baby. So if this is the way that we look at, if this is the way that we look at governance, then development is not a part of the agenda.
My only pushback to that, Kwame, is that again, voting for politicians to come into power is a social contract, right? So, in as much as the point you made is valid, it also that's why they say all politics is local, right? So, if we are in a certain area, like the Ashanti region, as an example, just to go off what you just said, and then we feel like, okay, we're going to vote for this government because, or this party because we want X, Y, and Z from this government. Then that's what we want, right? So it's a two-edged sword. It's more,
I know,
hydra-headed.
but you know that immediately when the campaign ends, then the nation begins.
Yes.
And exactly. It's the same situation as you and your three brothers are in the house. The second born has a brain to become a neurosurgeon or to become a journalist. And so your father is saying, I have 1 Ghana. Education costs 1 Ghana. Guys, let us give it to the second born because he has the brain to turn this 1 Ghana into 20 Ghana. Then the firstborn says, I am the firstborn. So even though I am unable to study, still take me to school so I waste the money. That's what I'm saying. So, yes, I agree with you that massive people are voting for a particular ideology, our ideological leadership, because they want certain developments. But do they want the development in Kumasi or they want it in Ghana? That's what I'm saying. That we need to push the concept of nationalism forward.
Yeah.
So that Kumasi MPs at a point can say that this road that we are going to put at Bantama, let us go and put it at Nsawem because the number of people dying on that road is too much. So we all agree that this road should rather go to Wale Wale so that Kumasi can get food from that place. That type of collective, inclusive, selfless thinking is the only thing that will bring development.
Kwame, I'll join your political party, Wati. Let me know when. I'll join your political party. I will. But let's
Thank you.
let's look at that.
Thank you.
Let's expand the argument a little more. So in Kumasi, for instance, right, we've seen and we're talking about the arts now. Let's zero in on the arts. We've seen Kumasi is a hub of entertainment in Ghana. There's no question about that. Music, movies, everything.
I tell you.
But then
funerals.
We're not talking tourism.
The funeral cultural industry is $1 billion industry.
It is.
Movies and music will not come close. It won't even come 100.
No, I know that. Yes. And look at Ona. If you don't know anything, you check Ona.
Let's not play with funerals when we are in Kumasi. I beg you.
Basically. But what I'm saying really is this, Kwame. So if you check Kumasi, right? If any government decides to put in the investment in Kumasi, first of all, to stop the migration, because right now, Kwakwa say, "Oh, Kumasi, unya hete kakrebia na bibisa na now do we need train crime?" Right? I've heard people say that a lot. Yes. Otherwise,
it's true. I am in Accra. I am in Accra.
And people use you as an example.
People say, "You might just see me. Look at my life."
People use you as an example, like
Yeah.
And for good or bad reason, because I feel like Ochame Kwame was Ochame Kwame before he went to Accra. I mean, there's no question about that. But
way before.
Yes. But the thing though is this: if you look at, say, the actors, for instance, the group of people who came together as a unit called actors or movie practitioners or whatever, these people heavily backed the government, and now they feel like, oh, the government didn't do much for them. Generally speaking, without sounding political or trying to push you to nail the blame on any particular government, generally speaking, what do you think how the government, successive governments are dealing with the arts industry in Ghana? Are we taking the arts seriously at all, or we're just paying lip service?
Senior, to be honest with you, apart from Kwame Nkrumah, who really had a plan for the arts and executed the plans by taking artists with him photographers and videographers with him on his international tours, and by, doing what he did for high life music, causing investments to come into this country for recordings, doing sponsoring movies, building schools, and things like that. I could be totally wrong what I'm about to say. The next person who I have seen shown complete love to the art in my time is Atta Mills. Ex-President Atta Mills has given money to Musica to conduct a KPMG impact assessments research to bring him report so that he could properly do an informed investment in the industry, and then unfortunately he died before. Apart from that one, in current time, I will also use the opportunity to praise President Kufuor for the Friday wear thing he did with Allah. And that if the next president had done a Thursday and the next one had done a Wednesday, now we'll only be wearing suits on Monday and Tuesday. And look at the impact that would have done on the textile, fashion, and clothing industry. And I say this honestly from my heart to say that governance in Ghana has failed the artist and creative sector completely. And it's not just saying that it is our current government or Rollins or John Mama or most of our leadership. They don't really know about it. They don't care about it. I don't know the motive for which they know that the only thing that will stop our export deficits is when they push creativity. Because if you see, all the car that you are importing is an artist and an engineer's collaborative work. The aeroplane is an artist and an engineer's collaborative work.
True.
The combined harvest as an artist, and everything that we use hard-earned dollars to import in this country is done by, if it's not agricultural product, it's done by an artist and an engineer, and all that is done in the creative space. So if they do not push the creative space, and now what is happening currently is that the West is pushing a new ideology on us, which we tried a way to run away from, to develop the polytechnics, and then to get people beyond theory to touch and to create and things. And now all the polytechnics have now also become universities because people are shy to go to polytechnics and people will not take their children to technical schools. Now what is happening is that they are pushing STEM, STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. The West is supporting governance now to push STEM in the whole of Africa. But we don't need STEM. What we need is STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. Because we have been doing this STEM thing for long. Look at where we are.
That's deep.
So to be honest with you, Senior, I do not think that governance is interested in the arts. But that is why we are where we are. And you know, I shamefully quote Karl Marx because his statement is the best one when I'm describing this thing. That he says that a person can only indulge in art after he's learned to clothe and feed himself. So if the government is saddled with all types of things, health problems, food insecurity, water supply, this. So if they have not been able to creatively find a way to deal with all these things, the big things they say, micro, macro, then how are they going to put millions of cedis and time and policy and parliamentary hours on the art when it is seen to be agro.
Basically,
so we need to be yes, we need to be serious and to be intentional about art. And now they say STEM. Now they are pushing STEM everywhere, every place you go to, educational reform, STEM. And in next 20 years, we will still be here. Because everything that the STEM can do, AI will do it in the next 5 years. The only thing AI cannot do is art. But they are sitting down for them to reintroduce this STEM thing that has brought us here.
Wow. Kwame, you these days, maybe even more than your music, no, you're being known for making profound statements. You know, we know.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, seriously, like that's deep. I never even thought of that. You know, STEM and STEAM. I think we should push that idea a lot more. But let's come back to the Dr. Bawumia campaign and all of that. So let me ask you, if you had accepted, and this is hypothetical because I'm saying if you had accepted to be part of the campaign team, what would have been your recommendation for the Bawumia campaign team in terms of arts and culture?
One, STEAM. Steam instead of STEM.
Yep.
One, STEAM. Let us put it, because as Africans, when you look at all our excavations from Northern Africa coming down to Sudan, everything of ours is hidden in songs and adages and storytelling and movies and clothes and prints. So let us build. That's all that I would have said. That let us find a middle ground between agriculture, between economics, between education, let us use the art to make it light, because as they say, science is art made complex, art is science made simple. So let us use music and movies. Let's let the government push money into making movies about a guy that was doing his first degree, stopped, went back to the farm, and became a millionaire from farming his forefathers' land. And he brought change and development and everything onto his small village, and the village became a town. Let's sponsor such things. Let us find artists, Stoneboy, Shatawale, Kwame Eugene, Kidi, King Promise. Let us find about 6 artists or 10 artists from
We know vex enough.
National resources behind them, so that let's put 1/10 of the monies that they put behind the Black Stars on Stoneboy, Kwame Eugene, Kidi, to sit down, find a production unit management that is helping them become international in outlook, and let us push them so that they will make Ghana proud, the same way the Nigerians have pushed to create that. Let us find a certain fund that we will use to send producers and directors like yourself and to Berkeley and to New York Film School to go and do proficiency courses, 6 months, masters things, and then come back to come and invest their knowledge in there. Let us find, things like that. Let us create, take some of the graduates from Legon, performing arts and Winneba dancing, African studies, and let them go into these forts and castles and recreate the story of the slave trade hustle, so that when people visit, they don't only come to the forts, but they come to see the thing in the form of theater happening at the place. And all these people are employed in Cape Coast. Let us give awards and tax reductions to filmmakers who are making films in front of heritage sites. Let us financially support people making movies about Kwame Nkrumah, Asebu Amenfi, Yasantua, this one, the Yana, me, Taki. Let us make movies that remind the people of our indigenous identity so that we can begin to rebuild. Those were going to be my contributions.
Kwame, who said Dr. Bawumia's campaign team, if Dr. Bawumia's campaign team have received the advice for free, all this, wahala.
But I wasn't going to
summed it up for them.
To be a part of the campaign team.
You said that again.
I said I was not going to charge anything to be a part of the campaign team, and not just for Dr. Bawumia's campaign, whether NDC people call me to pay. And they allow me to be a non-partisan participant. I will give these ideas.
Okay. So that's the sum of it.
Yes.
You don't mind contributing.
Anybody that wants me, as I say it on on this one, any political party doing their art and cultural manifesto that thinks that I have ideas, I am 100% ready, welcome to come and work for free.
As long as
they let me be a non-partisan participant.
Great. So, Kwame, as we round up, let me digress from this a little bit because minyawa, at least I'll say me to me DBB to me koto Joma and Sana Yako. What do you think? Pow.
I mean,
yeah.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
What
Please, you were saying something.
Yeah. My question for you is, and this question came back in my mind because of the previous question that you were answering, but here it is. Kwame Nkrumah set up the schools, right? He set up School of Performing Arts to train actors, directors, all of that. Set up NAFTI to train technical people, cameramen,
technical
switches, all of that. Set up School of Music, Winneba, under UCC, right, to train the music people, the people who come up with the sound, audio aspect of performance, and then also set up School of Art, College of Art in UST.
Yes.
To train.
And then he also did he did the technical schools as well. In the KUST,
yes.
He did the one for the
to support the
so that he was doing STEAM, not STEM.
There you go.
He was doing STEAM, not
there
STEM.
You go. My question though is this: in spite of the fact that we have schools that train professionals, if you look closely at Ghana, the industry is now run by professionals. This is what I mean. Even for the arts industry, even for the film, for the movie making industry, right? We have a group of people who have been trying for the longest time that I can remember to push some type of LI on government. None of these people, in the sense of having been through formal education, are, professionally trained arts practitioners. Now, we have people like that, people who pass through School of Performing Arts on a daily basis. Every year, it churns out professionals. Where do they go? Me, myself, I've went to the School of Performing Arts, and stuff like that. My question really is this: can we make any inroads when we don't have provision for the people who are trained to come and do these things, right? We're speaking about, the government putting money into this and that and the next thing. But we also have the schools which are churning out graduates who practically just obtain the degree and move on to something else because the system does not make room for them. Right now, you go to School of Performing Arts, get the master's degree, you come out, it's still Lil Wayne and the Jacko and these people who are running the industry. Can we make any inroads with this? Does that have to change?
Completely, yes. I think that's what I'm saying. I think that the education reform that Kwame Nkrumah sought post the Gothisburg economy, which was interested in creating accountants to count the money, creating railways to ship the timber and things like that, and lawyers to mitigate problems. That's thing that Kwame Nkrumah wanted to to mitigate died with Nkrumah. So when Nkrumah was overthrown and died, the Europeanized concept of education, which is the grammar school, came back. So if you will be honest with me, when you went to do your master's at Legon, they didn't teach you the business side of our industry. The last time I went to a school of performing art, I won't mention the name, for a presentation to present a paper to the master students. The school fought with me, or not, some of the lecturers fought with me that we're discussing, is it important for the artist to know his audience? They fought with me that it's not the artist's responsibility to know his audience.
How?
But exactly. So it is not just the school, it's not the edifice standing at Winneba or Legon. The school is the curriculum. And the quality and the experience of the facilitators giving it to the students.
That's right.
And so we need reorientation. So unless so they fought with me when it got to the questions and answers, until a point where I couldn't take it anymore. I said that is why Uncle White beat you people. Then the room became silent. Because Ejako and Lil Wayne and Uncle White, who have not gone to study what you have studied, they know the audience. Because they have worked in the marketplace, they have worked as Galamsey people. They have, the Ejako, for example, has experience in
concert party and all of that.
A concert party, traveled all around.
Yes. Yes.
So the challenge is, why is it so difficult for people who are studying performing arts in the universities not to come and flood the content creativity space?
Don't you think policy can? Don't you think policy can fix that, though, Kwame? Because again,
Basinia, currently as we speak, almost every policy that we need to thrive in this country for the arts is either on the way of being passed or has been passed. So it is no longer a problem of policy; it's a problem of frequency.
Now, this is what I mean by that, though, Kwame. And let's examine this a little more as we round up. So, if, for instance, the government has like, for instance, if you're in New York, right, you cannot drive Uber, forget about taxi, Uber, without going through a taxi course. Let's say you have your own car, and in New York, you can't even, it's very hard to use your own car to do Uber in New York, right, because you have to get a T plate. But I'm just using this as an example. If you decide to go drive Uber, which is just like, you don't go to school for Uber, but you decide to drive Uber, you have to go to what psychology Friday said, your college or Queen, so baby, you have to go there and do a course to get abreast with how the whole system is, how to treat your passengers, how to the things that will constitute a crime. New York is segmented, right? So there are certain parts you can't pick passengers from, all of these things. You have to go and learn that. So what I'm saying is this: if we could get all the people that have not necessarily been to the schools, right, to take courses, even for the purpose of identifying who really can say they are an actor or whatever, won't that help? And if we have that as policy, then say if you're an actor and you don't have that Uber-like certificate, now you can't just jump on some set and start acting. You need some type of certification. That's what I mean by policy.
Yes, and what I'm saying is that it will help, which means you are talking about regulation.
Basically,
the same way,
just so the people that the schools are churning out, will not be just out there on the market without any job.
Ghana and GTA, the same way GTA is there to regulate to regulate hotels and all those things. The same way GPA, the problem is that we have one like that. Currently we have the Ghana is it Arts Council? We set up a Ghana Arts Council. The problem is creativity. The problem is the creativity to do what you are saying we should do. The problem is the because when I become Minister of Culture, I am not only here to exhibit my experience. Someone has hired me. That person who has hired me also has a job for me to do. So if that person's job for me is not creative, but rather wants me to do policy, there's not. So that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that you are asking for regulation from a government or from a politician who has come to tell you that the development of the nation is in the hands of the private sector. When he has come to tell you, beg for your vote, say vote for me, I will develop your town. But immediately he gets the mantle. He said the development is in your own hands. What is happening? And that for more.
Wow.
But the thing is that I know it will be well. So all that we need to do is just regulate it. So take all the people producing in Kumasi, give them a proficiency course at NAFTI for 6 weeks.
Yes. And give them some certification to show.
Editing, grading, everything will change. But someone must pay for it. And if that someone is fixated on building hospitals because the nation is in quotes, so a third world country and needs more hospitals than paying for a Jaco who already drives a V8 to have a proficiency course in acting, then they will say, can't we have a better use for this money?
But that's why there's the budget, right? And money gets allocated to different departments. So, for instance,
did you see last year's budget?
No, but I know that every year's budget has very little going to the creative arts, sector. It's not just for this government; it's a general.
The creative arts, yes, just they just read budget for last year. Most of the money that go to the creative arts, they went into policing and soldiers for year of return, so that when people come to Ghana, they will be safe. So sponsorships and scholarships, and they are not there. And you can't blame governance too much because they are dealing with inflation, they are dealing with importation of rice, they are dealing with food, they are dealing with education, they are dealing with finding food for the students who are in the schools. They are dealing. I'm not making excuses for them. I'm saying that it's a problem of creativity and it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. And because the people who want to be given the mandate to lead do not have the creativity, and they do not even know that creativity is important, they keep improving the other sectors while creativity lacks, and we keep importing. So maybe that is what we need to come together as creatives to force our ideas through the system. That's why it is important for political parties to call technocrats and experienced people to come and be a part of the planning without politicizing.
Like the Bawumia campaign was asking you to do, and you and you respectfully said no, but thank you. Unless you want to make me a non. But what's difficult about making you a non-partisan contributor? I don't see why not. Why didn't they want to do that?
Oh, I think they will do it.
Okay. So eventually we should expect your input on the Bawumia campaign team.
If I go and do it, I'll come back and tell the truth. I'll come back and speak to you and talk to your audience.
I don't know because
I went to do it.
I don't know because we still, that's still part of protecting your brand, right? Otherwise, it would be like some type of way.
I want to do it. To be honest with you, I just don't want it to cost food on my children's table.
Mm-hmm. So last question. Yes. Let me ask you: if the Bawumia campaign comes back to you and says, "Okay, all right, we accept your terms. You can come on as a non-partisan contributor," what does that entail?
Contributor.
Like, what's that even supposed to look like?
It means that we go and sit down and brainstorm nights and day, come up with great ideas that will help people, and I don't get to take credit for.
Okay, and your name doesn't get mentioned in association with it. Is that it?
No.
No, as in yes, right?
Yes, as in
yes,
no,
as in no.
Mentions no of no photo, no. Now saying that these people came to do the thing, therefore vote for us. No.
Because what it seems to me is that they were basically trying to ride on your image to get some sympathies for the campaign, right? Because if you say, Ochame Kwame is in our corner, then it's basically like, But let me also ask you, so if, say, the Bawumia campaign calls you, they agree to your terms, you go and contribute, and then the Mahama campaign also calls you and says, hey, we think, say, you have something to, would you also do that? At the same time, like, contribute your knowledge to both camps?
100%. Yeah, because development has no competition.
So if that happens,
is an industry that is suffering.
Yeah.
This industry that I'm in is suffering, and no matter what we do, one of these parties will come after in the next 1 year.
Mm-hmm. So would what you tell the Bawumia campaign be different from what you tell the Mahama campaign in a situation like that?
It will depend on their direction. If their creative direction is that, for example, the way I've come to know JM, his developmental style is building things, schools, hospitals. So if his developmental style is building theaters across the nation,
especially one in Kumasi,
I would advise that each theater, yes, if theater, every theater must have its own dance troupe. Every theater must have its own, and then every theater must every weekend have its own program that will keep its performers engaged every single week until the end of the end of the month. If his concept is to build theaters or to build movies, we say, if we are building 200 we have cinemas across Ghana in 2 years, then let us set up $2 million to empower the people who are already making good international movies that people want to see, so that there will be movies to be shown every single week, so we can tax them and things like that. But if these ones want to go digital, then we will talk about, let us have our own iTunes. Let's have the Ghana tunes where we put a Japanese music, where we digitize all the songs and give them IP numbers and this and put it and populate this website so much that the whole world, when anybody is looking for the most authentic highlight music which has been re-digitized, then they come to that site and they will make revenue. So it depends. They have different ideologies. So whichever ideology is driving the brainstorming will bring its associated concepts.
I see. What do you mean, Dodo Kwame? And before
I think that's why that training.
You see, in this short interview, you've given suggestion to both NDC and NPP, right? And
yes, thank you. And thank you for asking difficult questions.
Thank you for availing yourself to answer them, because it's quite a slippery slope, right? Especially being you did mention that you don't want to you don't want this to sound like you put out that release, but it was very, very intelligently crafted. The press release, because in one swipe you are stating the fact that yes, I am not a member of the campaign team or whatnot, but at the same time you're trying not to ruffle the feathers of the Bawumia campaign team or bring any sort of disrepute to them,
it's
right?
It's not in my interest. I have friends there.
Yeah.
It's true.
Anyhow.
Thank you, Rasta. Thank you.
Charlie,
This has been an amazing interview. I've had a lot of fun.
I feel like I've read volumes 1 and 2 of a certain book already, and I'm about to
You are too kind.
Thank you so much, Kwame. I mean, how tight your program, your schedule is, and everything, and still making the time to speak with us means the whole world to us right here at Radio Culture. Thank you so very much.
I have a new single coming out on the 3rd March.
Oh.
So please, yes, if you are listening, it's a song called Sika with Kofi Kinata.
Wicked.
It is a beautiful song. So
can I have a preview before it's released? Because I can.
Yes.
I can do a thing with it here for you. Yes, please.
Yes, I'll send it to you for you to let your listeners hear it. And then also, if you are listening to us in Ghana on the 6th of March, myself, Yvonne Chaka Chaka, and Fuse ODG, we are performing at Kempinski to raise $50 million for the Pan-African Heritage Museum.
Yes, there you go. So that's why I saw a photo of Professor Yanka and Fuse ODG on Facebook.
Oh, yes, Professor Yanka's visionary idea, which we are all trying to support.
And thank you for introducing me to that work going on, Kwame. It's something that I am so enthralled about. Wow, that's amazing. So where is that concert happening?
Already started building, and it's ongoing. The concert is happening at Kempinski between 5 and 8 p.m. Yes, so it will be really nice. We have the president of Ghana is coming. We have, I think, maybe VP will be there. The ex-president of Botswana is coming. AU,
nice.
Ambassadors from AU are coming. People are coming from Jamaica, everywhere, and it will be really, really an all Pan-African, affair. So please, if you are hearing me, 6th March, you can Google Pan-African Heritage Festival, find a telephone number, and then call them, book a seat. I think. A seat is average 5,000 cedis for 2 people. So please.
And that is a fundraiser, so your money is going towards a worthy cause. And you know what I used to say about the Pan-African Heritage World every time I mentioned it on my show is that make your ancestors proud and your descendants feel worthy of you, right?
Make your ancestors proud. That is a beautiful thing.
Yes. I feel like once you contribute a single cent to this cause, you are making your ancestors proud, and you are making your descendants feel, your worth. They feel the feeling that you're worthy. I 100% support. True. And I have my T-shirt too. Meaning, so I can't watch my T-shirt no cry in there. My Pan-African Heritage World, Lacoste, and my hat. On that day, I will wear it to just walk around the streets of Texas, the streets of Dallas, just to, in solidarity with all the great work you guys are doing. Wow, amazing. Kwame, thank you. Wow. And then
also, please go to YouTube, and I don't know if they've heard my song with Kim Paluta.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so I have a motivational song with Kim Paluta, which is very interesting. A lot of people like it in Ghana. It's called Inshallah. So please play it for them, Inshallah.
And it's on YouTube.
Kim Paluta. Yes, please. And greetings to the missus and the beautiful children for me.
By all means, they all miss you a lot. They remember when you visited us in the Bronx, and all the fun we had, everything. And one last thing though, with Diane, you made the kind of book that me ambassador. Oh, yeah. So when will it be out? The food products, no? You said next year?
Yes, okay, food.
When is it coming out though?
Oh, next month, God willing.
Next month, yeah.
Yes, next month. So I want to release an EP. So I'll release a single, release an EP, and then God willing, the food will follow.
Yeah, Rekasa on the back end because we want to run some promotions with you and stuff like that.
Ancestors proud.
Totally. I know you are making your ancestors proud, and you are leaving a great legacy for your descendants.
Kind courtesy, Rascal Kubako.
Come
Kubako says can come, Lord Marcus. Lord Marcus.
Craney. You remember Craney, Chief Soti?
Yes, I remember. Russell, this kind, beautiful man who died. Papa Jah.
Papa Jah is a phenomenon. Yeah.
Charlie.
No question about that.
Yes. You know that Papa Jah is senior brother to this international producer, Kill Beats.
Really?
Google Kill Beats and look at their face. Look at their faces.
I see.
Yes.
Wow. Interesting.
Yes.
Kwame.
Okay, Ras.
Yamisha,
Thank you. And see you soon. See you this summer.
Yes, please. We have your room. Your room is waiting for you. Yes, Alrighty. Thank you so much. This has been a conversation with Ochiame Kwame, talking about the news that was in town that he was part of Dr. Bawumia's manifesto team. He has solidly debunked that allegation. He's not a member of the campaign team or the manifesto team or anything like that. But he's also saying that he would love to serve in such a capacity only on condition that he's made a non-partisan member, because he doesn't want to hurt his brand with the kind of politics that we practice in Ghana. Smart guy, ain't he? Alrighty, thank you very much. This is why I draw the curtain down on this week's edition of Weekend Editorial. My name is Kwesi Isonbakon. I come in peace. I come not to please. I'll see you next week, God willing, with another episode of the show. But in the meantime, tomorrow I shall be here wearing a different hat, bringing you the top 10 GH Reggae Dancehall chart show, as well as reggae reverbs. Once more, my name is Kwesi Isonbakon. I'm out like a light. God bless.
I swear, this time they go solve you say you be food soldier, they follow party matter, they carry oga dirty water, present in every danger. At the end of this year, waiting you get by the year. Has it yet become
Culture.